today we're going to be going over how to set up a developer environment on macOS. So far, all I have installed, I just got this new M2 Mac Mini, and all I have installed is the latest macOS Ventura version, and I think I also got Discord and WebEx because I need those apps. But I did not move forward and install anything else. I haven't installed Xcode. I still have this old ugly CSH terminal. So today we're gonna go over how to actually upgrade to a proper developer environment using the new Apple M2. Because I had the M1 and it was fire, so I'm guessing the Apple M2 will be why is this not auto hiding? Anyways, I'm guessing the Apple M2 will be a really big first developer machines or systems, I guess, for first developers, considering that they are really cheap and really powerful, especially for AI, which is something we'll touch on in the future as I set up my environment for AI training. But yeah, I mean, if you go to the Apple website, go to this education store, you can see that the Mac Mini starts at $499. Now, I believe I got... Did I get this one? I'm not quite sure which one I got. But I have a different Mac Mini than the normal one. I have 24 gigs of RAM because it just makes sense to have 24 gigs of RAM and 256 of storage. So it had to have been this one maxed out, right? Because how many CPUs? It says it on the box. Hang on. Yeah, that's the one I have, the 8 CPU one. Yeah, it's this. 8 CPU, 10 GPU, and 16 neural engine. So to be completely honest, if you want to focus more on the so any of these three are really good for AI because they all have 16 core neural engines. But if you really want the cream of the chrome, the best that you can get, just get a MacBook Pro, M2 MacBook Pro, a 14-inch. I mean, the amount of RAM, of unified RAM and stuff that you can get on this is absolutely insane. But if you want something cheap, just buy this one. It's really freaking cheap. And if you have an M1 already, you can trade it in, and I think you'll pay. It might even be free to upgrade for you. That's how good of a deal this is. So that being said, let's now talk about what we're gonna install. So I've opened some of the things I usually install whenever I install macOS. So it's usually the first thing is Chrome. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go through this process, and I'm just gonna record everything that I installed because I wanna have this documented for future usage, for future people that join my startup and whatnot. I want them to be able to follow my steps. So we have Chrome. Let me see if I can move this here. Perfect. And Chrome has been installed, but since we have some links still open over here, we're not gonna move fully to Chrome yet. However, we're gonna add it to our dock all the way over here. We'll finish this later. For now, let's just settle the Chrome pop-ups and move on to iTerm. So this terminal, CSH, it's okay. It's the default terminal that comes on macOS. I mean the terminal emulator, not the shell itself. It's okay. It's really cool. I believe they call it terminal. That's it. Yeah. It's Xterm based. I believe it's pretty good. It's pretty performant. But iTerm, it's just prettier. So we're gonna install iTerm. If you want to know more, here are the features. You can split stuff. It's really cool. But if you use Tmux and stuff, it doesn't matter really, as long as you have a terminal. And we are gonna have to move to applications folder. And here, this is the first pop-up that we're getting for macOS itself, telling us that we haven't installed some stuff. So let's install some developer software. Let's automatically check for updates. Is this iTerm too? So since we use the terminal quite frequently, I'm gonna move it over there. And I have no idea what software this is installing, right? But Remove from dock. Yeah, no idea what software this is. Just it's installing right now, but right. I think it's Python 3. I think I read that. But let's see. So as soon as we have this, item should be done, and then we're gonna make item look pretty. In order to do that, we use something called Oh My CSH. There are different variations of Oh My. You have Oh My PowerShell, Oh My Bash, Oh My CSH, Oh My Fish Shell, which is also one of my favorite shells. Fish, it's really cool. But we're gonna be using Oh My CSH because it's a pretty standard setup. I think anyone can follow with this. It's sort of similar how you install what do you call it? Sort of similar to how you install. It's taking too long. How you install Homebrew. So let's just run this. And we don't have Git, and we also don't have Xcode. So normally people will get confused here, but I think it's just better if at this point we just install this. It's also gonna tell us that we don't have Xcode, but it's gonna prompt us to install Xcode. But first we need to wait for this to finish. So let's wait for it to finish. Alright, man, it's taking so long. Jesus. Alright, so now this should complain about, okay, it's asking me for sudo permissions, great. So here you have to type your password, enter, It's gonna do everything for me, really? Clone, git, yeah, it's doing everything for me. Oh, that's pretty. Thank you so much, guys. Alright, this is going fast. I only have gigabits sadly on this M2, sorry. I wish I had gotten 10 gig. Not working. Would have been fast. Right, so now we have Homebrew installed. Let's get all my CSH to make our terminal pretty. So if you're interested in all the themes available for you, here they are. I believe there's a synthwave that I technically, sorry, wrong. There's a synthwave. No, well, all my CSH synthwave 84 theme. Let's see if we can find one over here. Synthwave, VS Code theme. I don't want VS Code. I want CSH. Well, anyways, yeah, you can use the default. It doesn't really matter. All my CSH themes. There's one that I really like, but it really doesn't matter. See if I can find it. Gensech. Yeah, this is it. No, it's not it. It's not it either. Okay, I'm gonna use this, I think. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna use a theme for now. It's just opinionating things. So, in theory, this should install everything. Let's see. And here we are. We are on my CSH. Yeah. I mean, that's how easy you get this. So now we can also do stuff like h-stop-y. Oh, there's no -y on brew. Let's do y, I guess. And then just h-stop to run it. H-stop requires root privileges to occur. Okay. Sudo h-stop. Yeah, there we go. So here's h-stop, and this is my M1 Mac Mini. M2 Mac Mini. Sorry, I keep getting confused. So we have plenty of cores. All right, what else do we need? So are we done with Safari? We have all my CSH. We have Homebrew. Yeah, we have everything that we had in Safari. All right, so now we have to think. What else do we want to install? Can we perhaps do SDK man and use that SDK? So can we do a brew install SDK man? So for those who don't know, SDK man is a utility that gets used in order to manage different Java software development kits in macOS. I think it also works in Linux. This is the tool I'm talking about. Ideally, I don't want to install it under this, but if this handles everything for me, well, that would be great, right? So let's see. Hopefully it works, but it's yeah. I think you have to tap a cask before you do that. You have to do brew tap sdkman / whatever and points to GitHub. Yeah, that's what I thought. STD, man. No, I don't want STDs. Let's see if someone has. Is there a brew? Windows installation. Brew. No, really? Oh, let's follow this. This is official? Doesn't look official. Okay, well, we have SDK man now. It's latest, right? 6.15, yeah, this is latest. SDK install Java. We're gonna need Java 17 Temuring. Does that work? Temuring. I have no idea if Java 17 Temuring works. Hopefully it does. I wonder where is it gonna install it? Like, what's the home going to be? Can I check? So if I do Java version, okay, points to the right one. I wonder if it picked the right architecture. Huh? Can I do Java pipe? Just hold it. No. Okay. Great. So now we have that. That's I think that's all we did for now. We have Git, right? Iterm Git, yeah. So one thing that is important is to go. I believe I have this somewhere in JSON.us/get started. Start. Let's go. Well, I had a website when I had some of these commands that you run at the beginning already pinned. I'm gonna have to refresh that. So it's not Git. Yeah, Git initial configuration. Do I have BEM? Thank you. Can I brew install tmax in the meantime? And we can, I believe, no, this is not it. There's another guide I always follow. It's one of these guys. I think it's this. Yeah. So this is the guide I always follow. It tells you what to do one by one. You can also install GitHub Desktop if you really want to. But ideally, this is steps we want to follow. This is actually a little bit out of date. We don't longer use RSA because it's kind of unsafe, though many places still do RSA by default. So if you do a different type of encryption, you might not have a public key that you can use with them. So just use this for now. And also I'll show in a different clip how to generate a more secure key. Then yeah. Alright, but anywho, let's get going with this, right? Let's just split pane this and this. By the way, this extension is called Magnet. I don't know if I showed it already, but it's on the Apple Store. It's one of the things. I think there's a free one actually that was the same, but I just bought this quite a long time ago. I just download it every time I go into macOS. It gives you this window snapping, sort of like the snapping that you get on Windows. So yeah, I did say that. I said Windows snapping, sort of like the snapping that you get on Windows, the operating system. Anyways, yeah, let's do this. So git config dash global user.name jcdino. Then we're gonna do can we control C here? Thank you. We also wanna do user.email. It's gonna be jcdino. No, it's gonna be this. This program. No, I don't think it matters. You guys can email me if you see this. Yeah, so we also have color, config dash global, color.ui, true, and config dash global, core.editor. Do not use Emacs, use Vim. If you want to use code, but you have to have it installed. I don't have Emacs, do I? Oh, thank God. Alright, so now let's make a public key. I'm gonna make an RSA public key, because why not? RSA is a good old, not so secured encryption that we all use. So just at what do we want? What do we want to do this? Just at binarycells.com. Alright, and now we have our public key. And we are going to need to tell GitHub that this is our public key. And so in case you don't have a GitHub account, you can create one right here. It's fairly straightforward. It's a platform used by developers to host code, amongst other things. Alright, well, let me figure out what my password is. Passwords. Alright, let me just move this out of the way. Right. Now it's going to ask me for one of these tokens. This might be a little annoying because I don't know what authenticator it wants me to use. I thought I had set it up. Apparently I haven't. So let me just look at my old phone real quick, because it has to be here. Authy. I think I have it on the Authy. Yeah, here we go. All right, I have my OTP. Great. Ignore. Right. Now that we're here, or now that you're inside your GitHub, I'm assuming you didn't have an account and you created a new one. Now you're gonna want to go directly to this link, and we're gonna want to add an extra SSH key, and this key is the key that we just created. So a good way of printing that out is to use the command cat on macOS, right? It's actually also available on Linux, so this works perfect for us. We could have done pb copy, and this command was in fact specified to us in the guide, but I like to do cat just to to actually see the key, right? Instead of just copying. I don't know. It's sort of how I do it. And we're just gonna call those M2 Mac Mini. Alright, and with this, we should be able to log into GitHub from this terminal. So let's see. So in theory, if we now do something like this, we should get authorized and be let in. Yeah, there you go. And just like that, I believe we have all the basics. I believe it's just a matter of downloading VS Code. And just like that, guys, that's how you set up your developer environment. Just let me know if anyone needs any clarity on any of the things I use. These are actually the tools I personally use. There might be a few ones that are missing. I will remember them as I go. But yeah, I mean, once you have VS Code, that's all you really need. Because VS Code is your universal IDE. So, if it's your first time using VS Code, please do not forget, to install path. This is important. You need to do this because otherwise you're not going to be able to have the keyword code dot anywhere. So if you can see, it doesn't work right now. What this does is that it adds it to your path such that you can actually use it. So I think we might not. Yeah. So why is this useful? Why does it matter? So let's say you're in your terminal, and yeah, whatever, and you wanna make a new directory, right? Test repo, for instance. So you wanna go inside the repo, and then you wanna open VS Code on that repo. That's why it's important. You know, it allows you to move quite fast, right? Yeah, let's sync our settings. So if you're a recurring VS Code user, you can just sign in with your GitHub or Microsoft account, and it'll give you all of your config. I don't know why it opened it on a different browser, but whatever. Oh, because I don't have it as default, right? Yeah, it'll give you all your config, right? It'll sync your stuff to the cloud. It'll work fine. It'll automatically download all the extensions you need. However, we're still going to go over some of the extensions that you might want to download yourself. So this is going to take a little bit until it downloads everything and syncs all the settings. It gets my theme and whatnot. And again, if you're not a recurring VS Code user, just follow these prompts. I believe the prompts that they provide you nowadays are actually quite useful. So just follow them. And as you can see, all my things are getting... Yeah, all my things are getting installed now. I have quite a lot of, actually we don't need WSL, because, yeah. Well, anyways, some of these are for Windows, some of these I shouldn't really have, but I do, and it actually kind of makes your installation slow. So be wary of all the things that you actually install. I might take some time to get rid of some of this and a little of it, to be completely honest with you. For instance, I don't use this at all. I don't use Bissinder at all. I don't use Twitch chat at all. Okay, great. Teleformat and Safe, I do use that a lot. I use this on Windows. Active state. I don't even know what you are. Jupyter, this is necessary. SonarLint, well, SonarLint is cool. Yeah, you know why do I not? Let's use SonarLint. No. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, this is what this. All right. Well, it seems like all the extensions that I had to install have finally been installed. I had to uninstall actually quite a lot of them because again, this synchronizes across all your devices, and I've used my VS Code install in quite a lot of different OSs and architectures. So I've used it on Intel, on M1, on ARM chips, on AMD chips, on Windows, Linux, on macOS, right? So my config is a little bit all over the place, but basically if you're doing Java, you're just gonna want to download this. And I mean, for the most part, most people are going to be doing Java. Just get this. If you want to do Python, get this. I mean, always try to look for the Microsoft recommended one. If you want AI code auto completion, just get a Copilot. If you cannot pay for Copilot, there's some AI code auto completion tools out there that are free. If you care about being able to see who wrote what, who wrote what line of code and whatnot, you can use Get Lens, right? It's really powerful tool. If so, it gives you graphs if you pay for it, right? But it also shows activity and all this stuff. And to me, the more important stuff, it's let me see if I can show. Yeah, so it tells you the blame inline blame, which is pretty cool feature. The blame is who wrote this or who did the last change on this, and it also tells you authors and whatnot for each method and function. So it's pretty powerful. I recommend this a lot for anyone using VS Code. And I think if you care about rules in Java, well, actually any programming language, following standards and the proper rules, use Lint. I mean, it's really powerful. It's not the best, but you know, if you're doing like web development and you're doing TypeScript stuff, this is probably also going to complain a lot. So just be aware of that. If there are reasons that your company actually excludes certain patterns and whatnot, Lint will be really annoying. If your complexity is pretty high, it's gonna give you a yellow squiggly line telling you, hey, complexity is too high. Break this method apart and whatnot. So just know it's going to be on your ass. It's going to teach you how to write better quality code, not necessarily all the time, but pretty much almost all the time. So that's the compromise here, right? But anyways, it's asking me to reload, and this should properly prompt everything to me. So what you guys just saw there was GitHub Copilot asking me to sign in. Okay, yeah, and GitHub Copilot is going, as you can see. So with that being said, I mean, we could, for instance, create a new Java project on Gradle. Just store it on the documents, repos, and just personal, for instance. And in here, we can create a Groovy live test. And are you telling me that my JVM is not good enough? Oh, I know what this is. So this is part of what I was telling you guys about. So since I have many configs, this actually gets synced all the time, and this line actually makes it so that I don't have a proper JDK visible. So it gets confused, but if you look at this, and this shouldn't happen to you, but yeah, I definitely have a JDK installed. So let me see if we can maybe try again. Documents, repos, personal, select, Groovy, personal. Alright, there we go. And just like that, we now have a Java project going. And we can, write our first line of code. We can come here and say, new object greetings. Okay, well, let's do something like, let's do something pretty. Let's print something to the console. Go and a line, I enter, print a rotating, no, something simple. Print a Rubik's, a 3D ASCII Rubik's cube to the console, and then we just let Copilot do it for us, because we're cool like that. Are you kidding me? Is it just gonna be lazy like this? What an asshole. What is this doing? Oh my god. I can't wait to see it. Oh, is this actually gonna be a whole cube? No way. write a function that constantly prints a rotating ASCII sphere given a value t from 0 to 1. Okay, do something like maybe a function blah blah, and then we write the actual function. Does that work? Can I get Copilot to follow me? It's loading. It's taking too long actually. Let's see this output. Print sphere, blah blah blah. I'm not sure this is what I want. Can I... There's a way of seeing all the... Okay, yeah, give me the different answer. I think this is it. So this code looks awfully familiar. Because I've done this in the past. Yeah, this is it. So... use the print sphere function to rotate a sphere on the console. Let's just to progressively rotate. You kidding me? Oh, this is no I want, so... Well, at least it runs. It's not a sphere, right? But yeah, I mean, here you go. Java code running who knows what. Yeah, I mean, we're running the correct architecture. We're running the JRE. That worries me. I thought I had installed the JDK. So this might be a little issue that we have to deal with. But yeah. I mean, that's it. Welcome to Java, I guess. You're a developer now. Congrats.